Hello? Hello? Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Do you notice anything different? What does this look like? Can anybody give me a reason of why we have an obstacle course? That's a good one. Seth, why do we have an obstacle course? That's a good one. Here, I need to move this chair back. Right here. This is our finish line. This is the finish line, and that is the beginning. So can I have my assistant? Sadie's my assistant tonight. We're doing this obstacle course tonight to show you that an obstacle course is kind of like life. Like, you know how sometimes who has ever done track? Who has ever seen or done hurdles where you run and then you jump over that big thing and try not to knock it over? Hurdles are pretty difficult, aren't they? Well, sometimes we have things like hurdles in our lives that we have to try and jump over. It can be a problem at school. It can be maybe your grandma died or something. Stuff that happens in our life that is hard to get over. And so, before Sadie does the obstacle course, I'm going to tell you what each one could represent. The pogo stick could mean that she's bad at math. And so she's using the pogo stick and she's counting, trying so hard to get better at math because math is hard. I'm not good at math. Who's good at math? That's good. Y'all can help me. So this situation, this obstacle is kind of like math, trying hard to be better at it because math can be hard for some people. Over here, she's going to jump rope. Has anybody ever been bitten by a bug or a snake or a broken arm or something? Or you got really sick?
I got bitten by a bat.
Oh, that's crazy. I wouldn't want to get bit by that. Anyway, so the jump rope means maybe you get really sick or something, you break an arm, something bad physically happens to you, and you have to get through it. And then the balance beam is going to represent bullying. When you're at school and you're just walking through the hall or you're just trying to walk through life and people are hitting you and calling you names and trying to knock you down and you're just trying to walk across the beam without falling off and people are trying to make you fall off. People are hitting you and calling you names and trying to knock you down. They're trying to be mean. That is a huge obstacle. I know what being bullied feels like. And then over here, she is going to hula hoop blindfolded. She's going to hula hoop blindfolded. And that is going to mean when you're scared. Who's scared of the dark? I am sometimes. That is a huge obstacle. Even though it looks small, it can be really hard. And then the last thing, she's going to jump over this. If she can jump over this, she will get to the finish line. This is the biggest thing on this whole obstacle course, and if she can jump it, she's at the finish line. Okay? So, if Miss Sadie, oh, there's a jump rope. If Miss Sadie wants to start her pogo, her math, ready? We're going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And she made it. She made it over that obstacle. Now we're going to come to the jump rope. We're going to count to 5. Let's see if she can get healed from her broken leg. Ready? We're going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, Okay, so now Sadie is going to walk across the beam, and Jennifer is going to pretend to be a bully, trying to knock her down. Miss Jennifer's being mean. And look, Sadie was being bullied, and she made it across without falling.
She stepped out.
She did it. The bully didn't knock her down no matter how many times she tried. She still made it across. Now she's going to hula hoop blindfolded.
I can see through that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Hold your hair. Hula hooping blindfolded, scared of the dark, scared of cars, anything you're scared of that you can imagine. And you can go.
1, 2,
3, 4.
5, 6.
And she did it. She did it blindfolded. I can't even hula hoop with my eyes open. And then we have the biggest, most challenging obstacle of the entire course. Which one? Let's see if she can jump over the biggest obstacle. She did it. That was awesome. She made it. She made it to the finish line. So, it doesn't matter if you're bad at school, if you're bad at math, you can make it. It doesn't matter if you break a leg, you can make it. It'll heal. If there's bullies at school, you can make it. Don't let them knock you down. If you're scared of something, God's got you. You can do it blindfolded. And whatever this big obstacle is, you can overcome it and you can get to the side. So, after talking about the obstacle course, there's a man in the Bible named Paul who he had a finish line. He was trying so hard to get to this place called Rome. Who has ever heard of Rome?
Ancient Rome.
Ancient Rome. They had like gladiator shoes and they had swords, and I think Roman people were pretty cool. They did a few things they shouldn't have, but anyway, I like Rome. Rome is cool, and Paul wanted to go to Rome. But he had a few obstacles that kept him from getting to Rome when he planned to go to Rome. So I'm going to read Romans 1:8-17. And this section of the Bible is talking about how Paul was trying to get to Rome. It says, "First, I thank my God through Jesus Christ for all of you, because your faith is being reported all over the world." Their faith was being all over the world. "God, whom I serve in my spirit in preaching the gospel of his Son, is my witness how constantly I remember you and my prayers at all times. And I pray that now, at last by God's will, the way may be open for me to come to you." See, he's saying he's trying really hard to get there. He's trying to go to Rome. "I long to see you so that I may impart to you some spiritual gift to make you strong. That is, that you and I may be mutually encouraged by each other's faith." He's saying, I want to work together with you. I want to work for God with you. Because we all have something we're good at, and we should all use it. "I do not want you to be unaware, brothers and sisters, that I've planned many times to come to you, but have been prevented from doing so until now, in order that I may have harvest among you just as I have among the other Gentiles. I'm obligated both to the Greeks and non-Greeks, both to the wise and the foolish. That is why I'm so eager to preach the gospel also to you who are in Rome. For I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes, first to the Jews, then to the Gentiles. For in the gospel the righteousness of God is revealed, a righteousness that is by faith from first to last. Just as it is written, the righteous will live by faith." In the main verse, I'll read it again, the main verse that I want to talk to you about tonight is Romans 1:13. I do not want you to be unaware, brothers and sisters, that I planned many times to come to you. He's saying, I have been trying to plan this trip for probably a couple years, because back then they didn't have cars, they didn't have planes, they couldn't just zoom over to Rome, like they had to walk it or get a horse or something. And so, or camels, they had camels. And so, Paul is saying, I have been trying really hard to plan this trip because I really want to see you. I really want to spend time with you, talk to you about God. I want to love you. I want to tell you about Jesus. I want to work with you. And then he says, but I have been prevented from doing so until now. He had obstacles that kept him from getting there, but have been prevented from doing so until now in order that I might have a harvest among you, just as I have had among the other Gentiles. One of the obstacles that Paul had on his way to Rome was a snake. I'm going to pretend like this jump rope is a snake. I'm not a very good jump roper, so let's see what I can do. Hey, I did one. Anyway, we're going to pretend this is a snake, and it's laying on the road, and it comes up and bites my leg. Snakes are poisonous. Snakes are going to put poison in your leg if it bites you, more than likely. And that was one of the things that Paul had to go through on his way to Rome. That's why it took him so long. That's one of the reasons. There were many reasons. But this snake is just one reason why he couldn't get to Rome when he tried. I mean, that is a long road. Can you imagine walking to Dallas from here? Can you imagine walking to Washington, D.C. from here? That would be awful. It would take you so long to get there. I mean, can you imagine why Paul had such a hard time getting there? I mean, he probably got sick. I'm sure he got a little bit sick from the snake. He probably met some people and decided to talk to them for a little bit, and then maybe he stayed with somebody for a couple days. And I mean, who knows? Who knows what all happened? Who knows how many obstacles that Paul faced trying to get to Rome? See, he started here, but he had all these things to go through before he could cross the finish line, before he could get to Rome. And that's how life is. Life is like an obstacle course. You've got all these different things in your life. Maybe you're bad at math. I am. That's a huge obstacle. Maybe you're scared of the dark. Maybe you're bullied. Those things are big. No matter how small those obstacles seem, they're huge. But don't let it keep you from getting to the finish line. Don't let it keep you from going where God wants you to go. I want somebody to tell me an obstacle that you have in your life. Yes, sir? Oh, wow. A snake bit you?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Peyton? I can relate to that. I've had some relatives die. That is a huge obstacle. That's something that we can't control. We can pray and we can trust God, but that is a huge obstacle. One more. Jennifer?
No, I got like that one. I don't believe I can do stuff. It's pushed back onto my head sometimes about myself, and it's hard. So I'm thinking I can do something, and I think maybe I can. So, yeah.
I relate to that a lot. I think probably my biggest obstacle right now is fear. Stage fright is my biggest fear. But you know what? God is helping me conquer that. It's an obstacle, but I'm going to cross it. To me, stage fright is the biggest obstacle, but I'm crossing it. I'm going to cross the finish line. So, did we have any more slides? This is another type of obstacle course. You gotta step in them like this. Looks like a dance. Was that the last one? Okay. Does anybody have any obstacles that they would like to pray about? You have any obstacles in your life? I'm going to move this to the side. Maybe